Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 7th, and here we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Here's the Pacific Ocean, BC, Washington, Oregon. You can see if you look closely our upper level low spinning off the California coast. This is going to be our weather maker as we go through early and mid next week coming up here. Convective activity is possible across Pacific Northwest. In fact, it's actually likely. Confidence is increasing now that some places are going to see some thunderstorms across the region. As this upper level low moves inland, it's going to bring a marine push also and put an end to our little mini heat wave that we have across the region here building currently. You can see Tropical Depression 9E down here near Baja, California. This active monsoon season continues for the southwest USA. Now taking a look, let's just dive right in here. European last night's run 06Z. You can see the upper level low here. As we go on into Monday afternoon, you'll see some of these thunderstorms start to move a bit further up into the Oregon Cascades. And by Tuesday morning, we start to introduce some of this to western Oregon, Washington. As you see that precipitation moving northward, this would be in the form of thunderstorms. There'd be lightning potential with these storms as they move northward here. And then we go on into Wednesday morning. You see the Cascades, eastern Washington, Oregon, western Washington would all have thunderstorm potential as you move through the morning Wednesday and on in through the afternoon as well. As you see this upper level low just kind of parked off the Washington coast here. More about that here in a minute. Here's the GFS checking for agreement here. As you can see, Monday night, the thunderstorms move up the Oregon Cascades. By Tuesday afternoon, they move up through the Cascades of Washington as well. Then you can see some of this activity start to move over the lowlands of northern Willamette Valley through the Puget Sound here as this wave kind of moves up on Wednesday night. And the slow just kind of meanders off the coastline here as we go on in towards the weekend, probably bringing multiple rounds of convection with it, especially portions east, just depending on where the location of where this low pressure sets up exactly. And then it kind of kicks through as we go through the day Saturday. So a little bit of a change there near the end of next week. This low just kind of sits and spins off the Washington coast here and meanders a bit when previous runs had it ejecting through British Columbia a little bit more quickly. Now here's looking at yesterday afternoon's European. You can see that upper level low shown well here by the 10,000 foot wind, 700 millibars. And watch this thing move up the coastline. And you can notice this southeast flow aloft here that's going to introduce that monsoon moisture all the way up into British Columbia here across the Pacific Northwest. Then the low makes its trek all way up towards the Washington coast, then just kind of sits there and spins. The European is showing this now too. But we're going to watch this because this could change. I mean, just a few runs ago, this was ejecting a bit more quickly, and now it's just kind of sitting and spinning out there. So this would bring prolonged areas of convection, especially east of the mountains here. We'll continue to monitor that. Now, looking at lightning flash density here on the European as we go through Sunday afternoon, southern Oregon has really been getting a lot of lightning here recently, and that's going to continue again today and again through tomorrow afternoon as well, as some of these might move towards the Washington border on Monday night. And by Tuesday morning, that threat starts to extend up into Washington state, especially western Washington, Olympic Mountains, Cascades by Tuesday afternoon. As you can see, a pretty good signal for some lightning moving up into western Washington here on Tuesday afternoon on the European. And by Wednesday morning, you can see another good signal with another wave of convection moving northward, kind of moving from southeast to northwest across western Washington towards Vancouver Island by Wednesday afternoon. So we are definitely going to be dealing with some thunderstorms here as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday across the region. High resolution models will be coming into range in the next day or two, so we'll be able to time some of these individual waves a little bit better, but you can see the signal for southwest BC and northern Washington as we go on in through Wednesday. Now looking at the Cape values here, the European kind of showing this activity. You can see it kind of bubble up here Monday night to Tuesday. Anytime the European really has Cape, it kind of underdoes the Cape values. So you can see this swath of Cape that moves up into western Washington across Oregon here on Wednesday morning. So some pretty good instability with this system as it moves up across the region here. Now, checking this out across the Pacific Northwest, you can see the heat advisory is in effect. Portland, Seattle, Spokane. Looking a little bit closer, you can see that ends at the King County, Snohomish County line. So places like Everett, and mainly along the water, Bellingham are not included in that heat advisory. They're going to be a little bit cooler than Seattle will be for this heat wave coming up. Portland, you can see the metro area is included here. National Weather Service Spokane always does a really good job with these graphics. Summer heat will return here. Midweek thunderstorms are possible. And of course, they've got a heat safety graphic as well. So good job by the Spokane National Weather Service there. Here's the Tri-Cities showing, this is for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably getting up towards 100 degrees again. So well into the hundreds for Monday and Tuesday here for the Tri-Cities. Seattle, Tacoma, we might flirt with 90 tomorrow, probably upper 80s today and Tuesday. So warm period coming up here. Portland probably flirting with 100 degrees today, according to the European. A little bit of a cool down tomorrow. Then some of that marine air might start to get in and cool down Portland a little bit more during the day Tuesday, and you can kind of see more seasonable temperatures there through later, mid and later next week. Snohomish County, Payne Field, glorious days up there, nice and clear. You don't get the extreme heat, so very nice conditions up there, especially near the waters north of King County. This is day one, isolated dry for southern Oregon here. And I think there are some fires already starting to bubble up around there too. And later on in the period, some of the smoke might be moving over much of the Pacific Northwest. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. You can see day two, again, isolated dry thunderstorms all the way up into the southern Washington Cascades as well now. So hopefully that doesn't start to spawn many fires. This is today's convective outlook. You see the thunderstorm threat through the Oregon Cascades. Tomorrow that extends all the way up into the southern Washington Cascades. And by day three, it encompasses all the Pacific Northwest. And this would include much of western British Columbia and Vancouver Island as well. So checking out here, you can see this is North America. Here's Washington, Oregon. As I put this into motion here, you can see some of this forest fire smoke bubbling around into Southern California created by some of those lightning strikes. And you see some of that smoke move up over western Washington into southern BC here as we go on in through Tuesday and Wednesday. As you can almost kind of see that upper level low spinning these southeasterly winds aloft and bringing that smoke into the region here. So hopefully it's not too bad. It probably won't be too surface based, but I shouldn't say that just yet. We'll just go ahead and watch it. But we have the potential for some forest fire smoke to be introduced into the region here on Tuesday and Wednesday. As you can see, that low kind of spinning off the coast, controlling that forest fire, then finally kicking it off to the east on in through the extended forecast there. So Seattle, Tacoma yesterday, 84 degrees, warmer than that today, and probably a little bit warmer than that again tomorrow. And then Tuesday, one more warm day. So we're going to be above average for the next 3 days here for SeaTac for sure. Here's Tri-Cities, 92 yesterday, a little bit below average, but we're going to warm up above the hundreds as you saw in that ensemble forecast. 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. You can see above average temperatures generally ruling for the Pacific Northwest. The monsoon season signal continues down there, and you can see that monsoon season signal for precipitation continue as well. Now, quick look at the extended forecast. Here's the GFS 12Z hot off the presses. There's our upper level low and kind of our ridge here that kind of moved across into the Pacific Northwest, and the heights are going to build out of the southwest too to help with that little mini heat wave that we're getting here. And you can kind of see it. Then this upper level low kicks across. You can see the ridge amplified here. So we're going to get a couple warm days before this thing finally kicks through, bringing some convection, and that marine push meanders off the coastline, then finally ejects through British Columbia here on early next weekend. Then it looks like they try to build another ridge here on the GFS. So we'll just have to watch that through the extended. It wasn't showing much of that. These models are in flux here through the extended. So this trough is kind of digging out here, would amplify somewhat of a ridge across the area here. Weak trough finally swings by there, and then check that out. Would open up a nice trough. But we're getting way out there in fantasy land here on the GFS as it shows the trough in the extended forecast there. But anyway, yeah, great day to go out and enjoy seafair in Seattle. I mean, anywhere in the region here is just getting glorious weather right now, unless you're dealing with some forest fire smoke in some areas. But yeah, this is still on schedule here. This is going to move across Pacific Northwest. We're going to get some thunderstorms across the area, which is pretty rare, especially for western portions of Oregon, Washington, southern BC. So might be a unique event. Sometimes these are hard to pick out just exactly how they're going to unfold until really the day of. So we'll continue to watch this event, but the confidence is increasing for quite a bit of convective activity to move across the Pacific Northwest here. So we'll talk about this again tomorrow. We'll try to pinpoint some more of those details, and we'll see if the models are changing just on that low position and how long it's going to meander off the Washington, Oregon, British Columbia coast here through next weekend. And so, yeah, get out there and enjoy that sunshine if you can, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.